What's up, DC Nation? Welcome to the video on Dark Knight's Death Metal. Now, today we're checking out Dark Knight's Death Metal Trinity Crisis #1. Now, this is the first tie-in comic of like 3 tie-in comics until we get to Dark Knight's Death Metal #4. Because we have Trinity Crisis, we got Speed Metal, we got Multiverse's End. I'll be covering Speed Metal and Multiverse's End in a different video when they come out. But for now, in this video, we'll be covering Trinity Crisis, alright? It is a really awesome issue. So much stuff that happens in this issue. And honestly, if you're not caught up on this event and some other stuff too, then I recommend you should check out the playlist that I'll link down below. This is my Dark Knight's Death Metal playlist. And I'll also link down below my Dark Knight's Metal playlist, which is the whole story of Dark Knight's Metal, which is the original series. Because guys, you don't know, Dark Knight's Death Metal is a sequel to Scott Snyder's big event from 2016, Dark Knight's Metal. Now also, stuff you should know is some other events like Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, and Final Crisis, alright? Now, if you don't know this stuff, you'll still enjoy the comic book, and you can still hear me ramble on about all these different concepts and all this cool stuff. But I feel like you'll get more out of it if you know about that stuff, alright? So if you don't know about this stuff, then go check it out, alright? Because those are some awesome event stories, like Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, and Final Crisis are some of my favorite DC storylines of all time. They're really cool, guys. But also, this is a 48-page comic book. Actually, no, it's 38 pages. But still, it's a longer comic book, so I'm not going to be going as in detail. Like, yeah, I'll be going to the bigger parts, give my thoughts on it, give some theories, different cool stuff, right? But certain lines, like, I'll just, like, pretty much, I won't say it word for word. Like, yeah, obviously, certain parts in the issue, I'll do word for word so you guys get what's going on. But a lot of it, I'll be, like, rephrasing so we get through this video a little quicker, right? So, for you guys to get the full experience, go buy the comic book at your local comic shop or on digital so you can read it, enjoy it for yourself, and get your own perspective on it, right? Because, guys, I do like when you watch my video. Like, totally watch my video, have some fun, but also read the comic book yourself so you get your own perspective and you support the comic book industry. But, guys, enough of this intro. Let's dive into Dark Knight's Death Metal Trinity Crisis #1. Part 1. Now guys, how this issue opens up, we see pretty much Crisis on Infinite Earths, and this person is describing what Crisis is. Now we see the Spectre, all these heroes, we see Superman, Power Girl, Dr. Fate, we see Adam Strange, we see Shazam, the Marvel family, Firestorm, Blue Beetle, Black Lightning, guys, Black Lightning, one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite DC characters, and we also see like Peacemaker, which you guys, you don't know Peacemaker, he's actually going to be starring in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie, so many characters here. Then we see a double page spread that we see pretty much Infinite Crisis. We see Superboy going against Superboy Prime. We see all these heroes fighting together. Then we go to Final Crisis. We see Superman fight out against Darkseid with all these Supermans behind him. That final fight in that whole big event. But what we see here is when all these crises happens, that's when all the heroes come together and they always win. But there's also a lot of faults and a lot of tragedies that happen along with it. Now, we go to pretty much issue #3, where we see all these heroes banding together on pretty much New Apocalypse, right? We see Harley Quinn, she's like, wait, so you're telling me there's multiple crises? And their whole goal, guys, here is, Batman actually says, he's like, yeah, Wonder Woman says there's 3 different crises. And Wonder Woman says, yeah, so what's going on is Perpetua, the main villain of Dark Knight's Death Metal, or actually it's either her or the Batman Who Laughs, is trying to use this crisis energy from different like dark multiverse around the whole multiverse, use it to fight off against our heroes. If Perpetua gets so much of it, then she could just destroy everything, guys. Like, she can do a lot of damage. And with all these crises going on, Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis, and Crisis on Infinite Earths, she's using that power to her advantage. Now, the Batman Who Laughs, what he's doing, he's going to the Dark Multiverse and recreating this so she has that power. So the whole plan of the heroes is Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman will go to Castle Bat, which is where the Batman Who Laughs is. Well, he's not here at the moment. He's somewhere else, which we'll get to that soon. That's where all the evil Batman are. That's the whole place. Right? That's the hideout, the main hideout of our villains. And Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman will go there, go through get past pretty much all these evil Batman, then go into the Dark Multiverse and take down all these different crises so Perpetua doesn't have something to feed off of for energy. Now, she says that Jarro will help them out in pretty much disguising them so these villains, these evil Batman, won't pretty much detect them and fight off against them, because there's way too many evil Batman for our heroes to go against. Now, Harley says, wait, hold up. You really think this is going to work? And Joe X like, yeah, I get that the Starfish has a lot of power, Jaro or Starro, right? But will he be able to actually pretty much hide you from all these evil Batman? Jaro says, wait, I think I can. I'm very powerful. I have all this mind control. But then he asks Wonder Woman, do you think I can? And Wonder Woman's like, of course you can. And she says, but to be safe, you'll use this psychic amplifier designed by Mr. Miracle. And Mr. Miracle says, may have blast from the fire pits here, Apocalypse, and 8th Male binding. So it should increase your telepathic abilities at least 5-fold. And Jaro says, and of course, it looks like it's in a jar. Now that's when Hawkgirl says, Diana, you and I went to the Dark Multiverse together. So what Hawkgirl pretty much says here is that way back in Dark Knight's Metal, in the original series, and at the end of it, Hawkgirl and Wonder Woman went to the Dark Multiverse, and a lot of bad stuff happened. So Hawkgirl's like, is it really safe for the Trinity, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to go down there? And Wonder Woman says, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll make it down there. We'll save all these people. Now that's when Superman starts giving orders, right? He says, John, you lead the Lanterns to take out those antennae on the remaining Earths out in the multiverse and save all the good people imprisoned on them. We all have loved ones out there, and we trust you to light the way. And John Stewart says, we won't let you down. Be safe. So what's happening here is all these different people like me, Lois Lane, Jim Olsen, all these different DC characters are connected to this antenna just being drained of their life force into the Dark Multiverse, helping out Perpetua. So the Lanterns are going to go take down this antenna and save all these people. That will probably happen in Multiverse's End, which we'll cover in another video. But that's what Wonder Woman says. Everyone else, go to Themyscira and wait for our return. If we succeed, all Perpetua's forces will descend on us. Also, hear me when I say that for all their horrors, the history of Crisis is the history of our victories. So what she's saying here is, yeah, there's a lot of tragedies, there's a lot of bad stuff, but this is also where we had a lot of victories, where we beat Darkseid, where we beat the Anti-Monitor, where we beat Superboy Prime. We can actually use this to actually give us motivation and give us power against Perpetua. But also what's really cool here is her saying that, hey, you guys go to Themyscira and hide out and wait till we return, means that when they do return, and they do get all this crisis and defeat all these crises, then that means we're gonna have an epic battle, guys. All the DC characters against Batman Last, all these evil Batman. Like, come on, I'm pretty stoked. That'll probably happen at the end of Dark Knight's Death Metal. But that's when we shift, guys, and we shift to part 2, and it's at Castle Bat. Now we see these Joker Dragons and 4 evil Batman. We see Warbat, which is actually like a Mongol type Batman, which looks dope. Then we see Grim Knight, which, guys, Grim Knight is a really cool character, right? I actually really like him because he's pretty much just Batman with guts. Yeah, I know people will say, oh, it's just Batman, Punisher combined, that's it. But I think his design looks really cool. If you guys read his origin issue, which I actually may cover on this channel if you guys want me to, because I really like it. It's actually a really great origin story. But he just has a cool design. He's done some really like dark stuff, and I'm excited to see what he does here. He doesn't do a lot in this issue, but he may be a big factor in upcoming issues in this event. Now, other different evil Batman we have is Batmozzo, which is a Mozzo and Batman hybrid, right? Which is really cool. Then we got Mindhunter, which is the Batman Martian Manager combined, and this evil Batman will actually show up in the Justice League tie-in comic that we'll be covering on this channel. Now, that's when Grim Knight says anything, and Mindhunter says no sign of anyone, but stay alert. Now that's when we see our heroes, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Swamp Thing, Harley Quinn, and Jonah Hex going through the forest that's leading to Castle Bat. Now, they're trying to find a way to get to Castle Bat, right? Because, yeah, Jaro can pretty much disguise him psychically, so, like, they won't be able to sense them, like, Mindhunter won't know they're there. But at the same time, if the evil Batman see them, it's fight time. Like, that's just battle, right? But Superman's like, hey, I have all this Omega energy in me, the anti-life, I got to go fight out, sacrifice myself, and take down these evil Batman. And Wonder Woman's like, no. And that's when Joe X says, well, I'm pretty much already dead. I can go do it. I can sacrifice myself. And that's when Jaro says, sounds good, I say go for it. But that's when Swamp Thing says, wait, there may be another way. There isn't much green anymore with the Parliament mostly burnt. But if I pull what's left of them into me, the full power, and Wonder Woman says, Swamp Thing, the green is spread between life forms so that it cannot be killed. If you take it into yourself, a closed system, you and the green will be, and that's what Swamp Thing says, vulnerable. Yes, but the green is dying as we speak. Old friend, as am I. You say yourself, one sword, one shield, one heart. With the power of the green, I can open up a tunnel. That's what Batman says. He's right. The land here, it's all dirt and roots. 20 feet down is why no one built here. And Wonder Woman says, Alec. And Swamp Thing says, no, everyone, stand back as I do what must be done. Now that's when we see them all watch. Swamp Thing comes one with the ground, guys. You see him ask the Parliament of Trees, pretty much the green around the world, are you fine with this? Is it fine to be vulnerable? And the green says, don't worry, Alec. We'll join together every single green around the whole entire world, everything that's left. Like, the green is just spread thin, right? But everything that's left will combine into you. It will come the final Swamp Thing. Now, this is really cool. You see Swamp Thing says, it worked. And all the heroes start charging in toward Castle Bat. It's a dope splash page by Francis Manapul. That's what Swamp Thing says. Pretty much thank you to the green. Now, Wonder Woman says, remember, the worlds we're headed to should be constant. The same events happening over and over. And what's pretty much happening here is, when they show up in Infinite Crisis or Final Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earths, it'll be in the middle of the event. So it won't be like they just show up and the event plays out as normal, right? No, they're going to show up and change the whole history of it. So showing up in the Dark Multiverse, stop the crisis and therefore stop Perpetual Supply, right? That's when Harley is like, wait, what's happened to Jarro? Jarro is getting angry, right? Jarro's like, I know what's happening. The battle laughs. He's getting strong. He's getting stronger. He's going after Wally West. He's going after all the Flashes, right? He's running. He's chasing them to Speed Force, which we'll see what happens to Wally West in Speed Metal, which we cover on this channel. But we see Wonder Woman. She's like, we gotta hurry up. We gotta actually take down these crises, because if the Bounding Blast comes fully powerful, he'll be unstoppable. He'll destroy the whole multiverse, create into what he wants. Now, that's when Harley says, hey, Jarro, can you see the future? Like, am I gonna act the right way? And Joe X and Harley actually have like this interesting conversation. Pretty much Harley, she's an anti-hero, right? But she's scared that will she be able to carry out the right task at the right moment? And Joe X says, yeah, I'm an anti-hero too. We've all had those moments that are we pretty much irredeemable? Are we able to go this far and be with these heroes? Are we pretty much worth it? Is this all worth it? And will we actually make it out of this? And that's when Joe X and Harley pretty much kiss him away. Like, Harley kisses him on the cheek, which he's pretty much dead. But they start walking. Harley says, do you just slip me some tongue? And Joe X says, I got no cheek on that side. There ain't nothing else to kiss. And Harley says, fair enough. Now, this is a really cool scene that really shows a great interaction between Harley and Joe X that I hope we get more of in main comics, right? Not just an event. Now, we continue, and Swamp Thing's like, this is the end of the passage. Castle Bat lies just on the other side. Now, Bound says, the last thing we want to do is go charging through. There could be an army of Dark Knights on the other side. Now, Wonder Woman says, Superman, can you look through with your X-ray vision? And Superman says, I can try. Come on, come on. He tries looking, but instead he blasts the wall and opens it up. And what we see is all these evil Batmen, our heroes confront these different evil Batmen like Chiropter, Ark, the Pearl, Black Monday, and Cole. Now, we see the Ark attacked, and he says, Dr. Quinzel, why do you fight us? All of Arkham lives inside my body. Join me and come home where you belong. Now, what's cool about this, guys, is this pretty much the Scarecrow-type Batman is all of Arkham Asylum combined. Everybody in it. So all these evil, pretty much rogues gallery, all these different villains combined into one person. So that's a pretty cool idea, right? But Harley says, thanks, but I think I might find my own place. And Joe X says, what did I tell you? And he's all like, let's go. So Joe X and Harley are ready to go. And Jarro, well, he's at Jar. Now, we got Batman, he says, and who are you supposed to be? I faced enough Dark Knights that no Batman scares me anymore. And he's fighting off against Pearl. Now, Pearl says, that's a good thing I'm not Batman. I'm his mother. And Batman is speechless because this is his mother, guys. So it's a very important moment. Because imagine, you're fighting off against your mother, who's Batman now, which we've never seen before. Yeah, we saw Thomas Wayne become Batman, but Martha Wayne, that's actually pretty cool. But then we see Wonder Woman fight off against Nicole, and Wonder Woman says, you fight like an Amazon demon. She says, you taught me well. And it turns out Nicole is the daughter of Batman and Wonder Woman from a dark multiverse. So that's pretty cool, guys. So then we see Black Monday, which is just a Solomon Grundy and Batman hybrid, and they attack, and Swamp Thing's like, we are outnumbered. And Superman's like, no, these monsters will not win. And he attacks Black Monday, and Black Monday says, Clark Kent, all but spent. And then we see Swamp Thing attack Chiropter, and Swamp Thing says, Jarro, can you block their minds? And Jarro says, they have some kind of blocker on them. The Bounding Blast must have known we'd try something like this. Supes, look out. And Superman says, then control the mind of the living castle itself. That's when Jor-El reaches out into all the minds around him, and he says, force it to open a way out. And that's when you see like a passageway into the dark multiverse. Now, Superman says, good work, Jor-El. And that's when all of them say, the Alfred box, it's vibrating, the portal to the dark must be near. And Wonder Woman says, Alec, you and the others guide us out when we come back, and we will come back. And Swamp Thing says, I know you will. And he hits the door down, and that's when we see the Trinity start charging in. Now, we see Wonder Woman, she's like, Clark, Bruce, let's do this. And that's when Superman's like, wait, the anti-life, that's infecting me. And Superman says, I can sense other creatures akin to me, and nearby is something powerful, some dark, godly beast. I have a bat flare. That's when Batman shines his bat flare, and there it is, Barbados. Now this is a really cool scene, guys. Barbados is here. That's dope. Like, come on. That's from Dark Knight's Metal. Scott Snyder's been teasing for years. Like, when will Barbados return? And he's back. Like, guess who's back? Barbados. But he's not the only big character that returns this issue. There's another character at the end that you already know. If you read this issue, you know I'm gonna be stoked about when we get to it, right? So stay tuned. But we see Batman says, this is all your fault. You're the one who brought that laughing thing from the darkness in the first place. Now, Barbados says, my fault? No, it's your fault. I was just supposed to protect the Forge of Worlds. I had a job. But you were sent back in time and I saw you. You started this, Batman. Now, that's when Trey just walks past him and Barbados starts going to attack them, but Superman then just punches him and takes down Barbados just like that. Like, that's a very easy, quick way to take down Barbados, but it also reinforces the idea, the biggest idea from Dark Knight's Metal, that wasn't really Barbados' fault that all these events happened. No, it was Batman's fault. Or more importantly, it was Darkseid's fault, because he's the one that hit him with the Omega Beams that sent back in time, got Barbados' attention, and then the rest was just history, right? Then Superman says after punching Barbados and taking him down, what? He could have yelled for help, and it felt good. Now, we shift back to our other heroes, Jonah Hex, Harley Quinn, Swamp Thing. They're just talking, they're waiting for the train to get back. But that's when a portal opens, and the Robin King shows up. He's like, sorry, my name's the Robin King, guys, and I just came to show you my utility belt. It's got something special for each of you. Pretty neat, huh? So, it's about to get crazy, guys, but we see the train, they start going to the Dark Multiverse, and Wonder Woman says, we're here. Listen, all we need to do is each get close to the villain, capture the crisis energy, and get out. And she continues to say, the one who laughs is using our history to power Perpetua, but it's our history. We won together. We will win this one, too. And Superman says, yes, we will. Batman says, yes, we will. And they dive into this whole dark multiverse, right? But then we see Robin King fighting off against our other heroes. He says, not to hurt your feelings, but you were way faster in my world, Alec. You got into some real licks before I finally killed you. Haha. So he killed Swamp Thing on his world. Now, that's what Jonah Hex says. Can't you do anything, Jarfish? Brain slamming or something? And Jarl says, I'm trying, but the little punk has some defense against him. And Robin King says, I told you, I have something for each of you. Like this. You think that this R stands for Robin, but actually it stands for Rot. I coded it in the blood of Anton Arcane. There's a little bit of Abby's in there too. Good stuff, right? It attacks Swamp Thing, and Swamp Thing just starts getting disintegrated, right? Now this is so awesome. Like, Robin King is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in this whole event. Like, come on. He hit Swamp Thing with Anton Arcane. Like, bruh, that is just so cool, alright? But it gets worse. Now, we see next, Harley then kicks Robin King, but she misses. He says, I got something special for you, you little. And Robin King says, I don't actually have much for you, Harley. See, in my world, you figured me out early. Who I was, before anyone else caught on. They all thought I was a bat, a sad boy mourning his parents in darkness, not Robin singing inside. And you came for me in my own house with this mallet. You almost got me too. Oh, didn't have the belt back then. Believe it or not, that's my blood in there, right underneath yours. Ha! Nothing bad to you, I just had to shoot you down with a plain old... But that's when Jonah Hex starts shooting. He actually saves Harley Quinn. And he says, let me guess, you were going to say gun, am I right? And Robin King says, huh, exactly. That's when he shoots Jonah Hex. And you think he should be fine, right? He's already dead. And Harley says, joke's on you, brat, you can't kill him, he's dead. And Robin King says, sure I can't. That bullet is loaded with something called a debrider. It eats necrotic tissue, usually from the extremities inward. It's super effective stuff. And you see Jonah Hex slowly disintegrate. And Harley says, you're lying. Hex. And Jonah Hex says, stay back, kid. Remember, expendable or not, everything matters. And he disintegrates. Jonah Hex is destroyed. Now, this is a really important moment because it really reflects on that confrontation, or not that, more like an interaction between Harley and Joe Hanks. Joe Hanks telling her that everything matters, you matter, you're not expendable, you're an important piece in this whole event. Now, going to the final moments of this issue, you see Harley, she's like, Hanks knows you're trying to save him, and Swamp Thing says, come on, I'll pull the wall down on him, buy us some time. Now, Robin King starts attacking them, but our heroes make it to safety, barely. But now they're just pretty much like St. Ducks, because they're just surrounded by the green. Now we shift to the Trinity, they make it to the Dark Multiverse, and Wonder Woman says the energy is directing us. Hold the memories of our victories in your minds. And Superman says, it's working, I can see Darkseid as he's lost, I'm almost there. And Balance says, and I see the anti-monitor. Right at the moment, we got him, we destroyed him. Now, we shift to this double page spread. This is where it gets crazy, guys. Batman makes it in to Crisis on Infinite Earths, the first crisis, and he sees all these different things attacking him. They lost. The heroes lost. This is pretty much a Dark Multiverse where Antimatter won. He destroyed the Spectre. He destroyed all our heroes and remade the whole universe into antimatter, right? And you see Batman, he's like, where the hell is that, everyone? Where is the Antimatter? And Antimatter says, why? I'm right here, Batman. Don't you recognize me? You see a young child Antimatter just holding Batman by the chin. Now, we shift to Final Crisis. Superman shows up. He's like, what? And this is all wrong. He gets punched by the crime syndicate, which is Ultraman, and he gets punched, hit down, and above him is Darkseid. Darkseid says, on the contrary, Kal-El, this is exactly as it should be. And it's a really dope double page spread because Darkseid looks so different. He has like tusk eyes, he looks so cool, and you see all these different crime syndicates attacking Superman. Now, to the final part, to the Infinite Crisis. You see Wonder Woman, she crash lands, and she says, I don't understand, this isn't right. I don't remember this moment happening in this crisis. Now, this person hovers above her and says, that's because it did, Diana. And she's like, you. And that's when this person explains that all these different crises in the Dark Multiverse, we all won. Superboy Prime won, he destroyed all the heroes. The Anti-Monitor won, he remade the universe. Darkseid won, he took over the universe as well. So all this stuff, this is pretty much the Dark Multiverse where everything goes wrong, right? But who is speaking to Wonder Woman? Well, it's Superboy Prime, and he says, I'm Superboy Prime. And on these crisis worlds, you have lost, Diana. Now, that's how the issue ends, and says, to be continued in Dark Knight's Death Metal number 4. Now, this is such an awesome man, you guys, because Superboy Prime, like, we haven't seen him in so long. I already know you guys are going to say, wait, did he show up in Shazam number 14? I get that. Like, he escaped because of Mr. Mind, right? But this isn't our Superboy Prime. This is Superboy Prime from the Dark Multiverse, alright? Yeah, like this is a different Superboy Prime, but still super powerful, and I'm excited to see what Scott Snyder does with him in future issues. Now guys, overall this issue was amazing, I really loved it. The art by Francis Manpaul was like top notch, like it's just masterclass artwork, like really, like it looks really good, especially the part where Superman shows up and is attacking Darkseid, like that part just gave me goosebumps, alright? It was crazy. Darkseid shows up, has those big tusks, you see the crime syndicate, and this is not crime syndicate New 52, this is pre-crisis, or pre-New 52. So that gets me really excited, right? Because I'm a big fan of the crime syndicate before New 52. But also, we got pretty much Anti-Monitor who's just remade the universe. Like, I'm wondering how Batman's gonna get out of there. Like, I know there's always a thing that, well, he's Batman, he always wins. But this is a hard situation that he's gonna have to get out of. But best of all, what is going to happen with Superboy Prime? How will Wonder Woman fight off against him? You guys tell me all your theories down below. I'm really looking forward to see your comments, guys. And yeah, overall this issue was run well by Scott Snyder and all the writers on this issue. I'm excited for Speed Metal. I'm excited for Multiverse's End. And I'm just excited to see how all this event plays out. And I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely recommend it, guys. And by the way, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys want to get the full experience, go read the comic yourself. There's certain stuff that I didn't really touch. Well, actually, I touched over everything, but like certain lines that may make the moment more bigger for you if you read it yourself. And just go support the comic book industry. Like there's a lot of talent and a lot of hard work being put into this comic, so just respect that and buy it, right? But yeah, guys, this is an awesome issue. Tell me your thoughts and theories down below. And guys, like me, give a big thumbs up. I'm excited for my next Dark Knight's Death Metal review. I'll be reviewing issue number 4. But we also got Speed Metal and Multiverse's End, which comes next. So I'll be definitely reviewing those because I'm really excited for those, alright? But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.